Hi. The final part of the solution is what we call the experience. Now, the experience is an autonomous, think of it as an autonomous vehicle that the learner sits in. It's like a roller coaster ride that's already on the tracks, and as a learner, you get to sit in it, and the content is pushed to you. And there's a couple of cool features about it. One is, in order to determine your level, you'll basically play games until you get to a point where you can't play the games. And then once we get to that point, we know that you've reached basically your specific knowledge of ability. The other thing that you will have with you, and keep in mind, the solution that we're building is not built on the idea of text or reading. Everything is multimedia. Everything is provided in a video solution. So the best way to think of this is really being in like a TV show, where what's coming at you is the content, the educational content, mixed in with games. And it won't be like you watch math. What will happen is you'll actually constantly what seem to be a random a random impact of different learning. So it may be math, it may be English, it may be history, it may be science, it may be, so and no more. These units are, these objective-based units are actually very finite. They're no more than 3 or 4 minutes long, and it's kind of like think of it as a Twitter for education, video Twitter for education. So you are provided the information, you then play a game, you are tested on it. If you can't do it, you go back and watch a different video. It wouldn't be the same video or the different content. Play a different game, and until you get it. And once you get it, you move on to the next step, because all of learning ultimately falls into what we call a tree of learning, and everything follows one step after another, after another, and after. So the experience is where you actually learn, and it's all multi-touch. Again, it's all pushed to the user. Certain technologies we'll use is actually the camera on your phone will actually be looking at you. So we will use technologies where your avatar will actually respond to you, like if you're falling asleep, if you're not paying attention, all of a sudden your avatar will jump out and say, hey, are you paying attention? Are you listening? Do you understand? So depending on how old you are, obviously the reactions will be different. So we'll be using, in a sense, very intelligent level of AI behind the solution that will actually, we'll use facial recognition software that will allow you to verify that it's the actual user. And some of this stuff is going to be controversy. I can see it already. But, our attitude is if you don't want to play on it, you don't have to. But there's reasons for the level of software, the reasons for the level of sophistication that we will be building in. And, the components of the experience, some of that will be open source. Other it won't be open source, I'll be honest with you, only because of the level of sophistication. Some of the software isn't available open source, so we're going to have to buy licenses and get access to the code, but ultimately the way to think of it is, if you think of Juiced, the experience of Juiced when you watch television. But imagine if you're in the driver's seat of that television, okay, and you're reacting to it. There's a lot more to the experience, but that's all I'm going to share right now in regards to experience. It's the actual, it's the train ride for education. And what will differentiate is, trying to get a student to go to a website and try to figure out what video to watch is really stupid. It's really silly. It's not going to happen. You've got to create a mechanism that basically drives the student in education. Just like you go from one class to another class to another class. If you left it up to the student to decide what he's going to learn during the day, and who he's going to listen to, you know, you would get nowhere. You wouldn't see anything. So, and there's rewards and impact to everything that he does or she does. So that's it. Those are the 3 points. Everything I described to you really isn't that difficult. All right. The sophistication of, I would say, of the experience is probably at the same level of sophistication as WoW, World of Warcraft, in many respects, or some of the other cutting-edge games coming out. And WoW is actually old now. We're not going to be, you won't be seeing any virtual worlds or anything else that, you know, you're not going to be an avatar moving around Second Life or anything else. You're not going to. The avatar that you'll have will be your own personal avatar, and that avatar will interact with other avatars. As a part of the preserving the identity of the student, you'll never interact with the student. You'll always interact via that student's avatar. So, and let's say if there is a situation where you're attending a chat room, you know, a learning room where there's videos and there's a bunch of you gathering, it'll be the avatars gathering, and not, it wouldn't be the student itself. So there's levels of, you know, identity safeguarding that we envision for the solution that we will put in place. I hope this has been educational to you. My name is Michael Trout. I'm the founder and CEO and the teacher behind the eSingularity initiative, bringing you the E-revolution. A lot of E's, E's, E's. It is going to be an e-Sputnik to Western education and Web 2.0. Ultimately, the tools that we're going to bring to market is going to make pretty much all of, I think, all of e-learning pretty much redundant. And that's just a part of being a disruptive creator of new technology. Thank you for listening. Feel free to email me anytime.